Hey everyone, welcome to day 24. Today is the 26th of March and we are looking at Docker Compose. Today I spent most of the day on the website doing labs and demos, so unfortunately I can't show you any of those, but I did make notes on what was taught. And today was all about Docker Compose. So what is it? Well, it's a powerful tool that manages multiple container applications. Pretty much essentially allows you to do everything and do all the initializing in like a single YAML file. So that's why I use it, because it will manage multiple containers really easily. So instead of manually, for example, today's example, we had like about 4 different apps we need to run, we need to pull, and run. And instead of that, imagine we had a lot more. It will be a hassle typing it all out, making sure it's all the right version. So instead, we can write it all in one YAML file and then run that file, do everything for us. And it just that way it keeps everything consistent as well, having everything in one file, so that when you share it to others, there's no mistakes and no inconsistencies. For example, you're building a web application that needs a web server like Nginx and a database like MySQL. Instead of starting each one separately, Docker Compose just lets you manage them all together. So it's really good for developers working with complex applications that require a lot of services. So how do we actually set up a Docker Compose.yaml file? Well, here we have the structure. Unfortunately, I can't use the example, so I just use the AI to generate an example, pretty basic one. So obviously it's a YAML file, and we start off by defining the Docker Compose version using the version : and then version, and then use an existing image for the image, right? And then port, you can expose the port and map the port, which the original port will be for Nginx will be 80, so we can port it to 8080 on the host. DB, the app will only start after the database is running, which ensures the database starts first. And down here, the image uses the latest MySQL image. Obviously there's a bunch of different versions, but we're just using an example here, so we'll use the latest. And the secret is it will set a database password, and then this will create a database named MyDB, and then process database data, and then define name volume. And here are some of the commands, but basically this file here simply will tell Docker to start an app container using an image called myapp version 1. Here's just the name and the tag, right? And we also make sure the database starts before the app, and it stores the database in a volume to prevent data loss. And this setup means that we only need to run one command to launch everything, which is run the Docker Compose file. That's why it's so useful. Next, we got some basic commands, or Docker Compose commands. So after we finish making this file, how do we actually start it? Well, we use Docker Compose up to start all these services. This will pull all the necessary images and start all the containers. And we can run it, the same option to run it in detached mode, option D. And once the servers are running, you can check them by using Docker Compose PS down here. And to stop everything, run Docker Compose down. So up is to start, down to stop. And the stop command will stop and remove all the containers, networks, and volumes. Very simple. And here we got more. That's pretty much the same as what we learned before, so nothing too special. So how do we build custom images with Docker Compose? That's another thing we can do with Docker Compose. So instead of using pre-built images, we can also build an image. So using context instead of specifying an image, you can build from a Docker file. So services, app, build, and the dot just simply means that we build from Docker file in the current directory, and then we can give it a port. And this will automatically build an image before starting the container. And then we also often we need to pass environment variables to our containers, and we can do this directly in Docker Compose YAML file like this, or we can load them from a .env file like so. And within the env file we can define everything down here. So these are just two different ways we can do it, and this will keep the sensitive data out of our compose file. That's how we it's like a ignore. So yeah, that's everything I've learned today on Docker Compose. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.